In the early 1800s, the state of Tennessee didn't celebrate Thanksgiving much. In fact, the Pilgrim story was known mostly in the Northeast. However, one writer and author was so passionate about seeing it celebrated, she's now called the woman who invented Thanksgiving.
Going My Way with Alan Williams. Brought to you by the Lawson Family Foundation, planting positive seeds for the future.
In the 1800s, Sarah Josepha Hale was considered one of the most influential voices of the 19th century. She wrote poetry, later a magazine editor, but her claim to fame was writing the children's nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb. Her other passion, pushing for a national holiday called Thanksgiving. But in those days, Knoxville and surrounding towns didn't celebrate it much. Knoxville historian Jack Neely's research uncovered some interesting perspectives.
The first very specific mention of Thanksgiving Day in Knoxville is a very cynical, bitter poem about it that was published in the Knoxville Register in 1833. It starts with the phrase, "Turkeys meet their fate and die. Chickens turn to chicken pie. Geese no longer gabbling fly, boarding clouds and rain. Don't you hear the proclamation, bringing barnyard desolation, death to half the feathered nation on Thanksgiving Day?"
Despite the cynicism, the celebration grew mostly as a religious gathering. Many looked at it as a day of fasting instead of feasting. The largest Thanksgiving event at that time was held at First Presbyterian Church in downtown Knoxville. Episcopal priest Thomas Humes led the service. Humes would later become UT's president. In the 1850s, high-ranking political figures in the state began embracing it. Then Governor Andrew Johnson, later to become president, wanted it celebrated in November rather than after Christmas. Later, Abraham Lincoln made it an official holiday in 1863. But at that time, Knoxville was under siege in the Civil War.
They got orders that they were to celebrate Thanksgiving with a full ration of bullets and a half ration of food.
By the 1900s, East Tennessee was regularly celebrating Thanksgiving when Prohibitionist Carrie Nation came to Knoxville, threatening to close down Knoxville's bars. She took a day off, celebrating the holiday in a downtown hotel. Nowadays, is this what Sarah Josepha Hale envisioned? Possibly. Just don't block my vision from watching the Lions play the Bears. Going My Way, I'm Alan Williams. Driven by the belief that every life has equal value, the Lawson Family Foundation strives to make a positive difference for East Tennesseans. This week, we honor Raising a Voice. It was started in 2016 in an attempt to combat human trafficking around the world. The center provides a safe space for women, Raising a Voice, and the Lawson Family Foundation, planting positive seeds for the future.